So I know this game has been out for a while now, and by no means do I think these tips are groundbreaking and haven't been mentioned before. But I love this game, and I wanted to make a video on some things I've learned in my time going for the Platinum Trophy. Everything in this video will pertain to the Director's Cut, as there are additional things in Director's Cut that the original did not have. So if you're confused as to why you don't have something I mention or show, it may be because you are not playing the Director's Cut. There may be some minor unintentional spoilers in this video. I won't talk about anything story related, but you may see structures or abilities that you haven't unlocked yet, or you may see BB referred to as Lou, as at a certain point in the game Sam starts to call BB by the name Lou. This game is 5 years old though at this point, so chances are you've seen or heard about it anyway. I've played over 155 hours in this game, and I've completed all premium deliveries on very hard to achieve all 540 Legend of Legend ratings. This was the very last delivery for 540, and I also turned in my last memory chip in order to get the Platinum Trophy. So for fun, I just thought I'd include the final trophy and then the Platinum Trophy, because typically what I do on my channel is play through games and get all the trophies, and I like to make sure I show every trophy. But I played this game on my own, didn't record any of it because I don't think it really translates well to YouTube videos. Maybe streaming, sure, but I don't really do that yet. Hopefully in the future. But here's my stats if you'd like to check them out. You can pause the video wherever you want, but I'll leave that up to you. We're going to move on to the video now. So the first and foremost thing you need to always do whenever you load cargo is always auto arrange after. That way it'll add things to Sam's arms and legs. If he has on a power skeleton, he will not put anything on his legs because there's no spots to put them there, but all the other skeletons I believe allow it. It will also move all the heavier objects to the bottom of his backpack and the lighter objects to the top of the stack. So always auto arrange. Never forget it. Now the beginning of the game is intentionally difficult. It's meant to feel slow and dangerous, and it gets way better after you get past this first area and you're into this central area of the UCA. Once you get past Port Knot City, like I said, the game really opens up and you have a lot more freedom. So pay close attention to Sam's footing at all times. If you see the pop-up to pull L2 and R2 to regain his balance, you better do it or else Sam will most likely stumble and fall down. It's wise to hold him down often though, especially while going up or downhill and navigating rough terrain. If you're really overloaded and struggling to keep Sam upright though, crouching will keep him from losing balance at the cost of movement speed. Even if he's like stumbling, head over heels, about to face plant, you can crouch and he will immediately stop stumbling. But you gotta keep in mind, you're gonna move really slow when you crouch, so. It's also typically a good idea to keep a couple of ladders and climbing anchors with you, especially in the beginning of the game at all times, as you won't have the help of other porters, meaning other players and their online structures. As you progress through your world, you will continually be filled with other player structures. You won't use ladders and climbing anchors much later on, and they will almost become obsolete. However, they'll still be around, and chances are you'll find one in a spot you really needed it, or you'll find yourself in a spot really needing a ladder, so don't completely forget about them either. A little bit on lost cargo and how all of that works. If you travel more than 800 meters away from your cargo, either on the ground, in a truck, or stolen by mules, it will appear in other players' game for them to return to you. The same goes for other players and you. If you find someone's lost cargo, deliver it to the nearest post box to entrust it to another player, or deliver it to the terminal that it's requested to be delivered to. Vehicles work in a similar way, and if left for long enough, will appear in other players' games as well. You can also check garages at terminals and safe houses for other players' vehicles if you do not have the materials to craft your own. Don't feel bad about using them either. If they appeared in your game, it's completely free to use and it won't affect the player who left or abandoned it. Now I want to mention this early because if you're a trophy fiend like I am, you'll need to at the very least play on hard difficulty at some point when just doing standard orders. There's a trophy associated with completing 20 unique deliveries for each of the 4 delivery types on at minimum hard difficulty. So that means 20 unique condition focused orders, 20 unique quantity focused orders, 20 unique miscellaneous focused orders, and 20 unique delivery time focused orders. And I say unique because they all have to be different orders. You cannot repeat orders. So that makes 80 total different premium deliveries, and there's 540 total standard orders in the game. When you complete a premium delivery and get an S tier rating, you'll get a Legend of Legends tag added to your porter rating, and on very hard, it's Legend of Legends. Once you have a feel of the game, I would recommend just playing on very hard, as there isn't much of a difference when it comes to regular gameplay. Structures, cargo containers, and equipment do degrade slightly faster, but that's typically not an issue to deal with. The main difference you'll notice on harder difficulties is the actual combat encounters, meaning the story encounters you will come across, and also if you get caught by BTs, the catchers are much harder to take down. If you're struggling with combat encounters though, you can just turn it down to normal and complete that part, and then bump it back up after. Just keep in mind, if you have any active premium deliveries, you will be graded on a lower difficulty setting if you change difficulties when those deliveries were active. Do your best not to panic during BT area encounters. Take your time and crouch walk. Hold your breath, but pay attention to Sam's stamina meter and don't let it run out. It's extremely simple to just crouch your way through BTs and never have a problem. Trying to rush through is going to get you caught every time. You will get weapons and other items that will help even more, especially an upgrade to Sam's cufflinks. But if you do get dragged down and a catcher does spawn, you can flee and make your way outside of the tar, and when all the tar recedes, the BT area will be temporarily inactive. There are a few preppers that are absolutely essential in seeking out earlier rather than later. They offer really essential upgrades like the power and speed skeletons, which are the ones I use the most, and even better chiral upgraded items that degrade much slower. Some might consider these spoilers, so if you want to find these on your own, feel free to skip ahead to the next chapter. The engineer will provide you with power skeleton design data up to level 3. The craftsman will provide you with the bola gun design data up to level 2, and also at 5 stars provide you with custom hematic grenades after deliveries to him. The junk dealer will provide you with the speed skeleton design data up to level 3, and also will start giving you chiral ladders as rewards upon successful deliveries. You can also take the chiral contaminated cargo beside a shelter and throw it into the nearby large lake. This will net you a bunch of likes from the junk dealer. Personally, I like to use the cargo cannon for this, but you may not have those unlocked yet. Chiral Artist will provide you with anti-BT handgun design data up to level 2, and also chiral boots that she will give you after every successful delivery to her. This comes in clutch if playing on very hard, as boots wear out very fast, so the extra duration chiral boots provide really makes maxing her out an early priority. The cosplayer will provide you with the otter hood, which I believe allows you to have more control over Sam when swimming, or basically when he falls over in water. I personally never really used it, but I can see its benefits. The collector probably has one of, if not the best upgrade in the game aside from the Chiral Artist boots. He will provide you with the backpack cover up to level 2. Now it only covers the first area on Sam's back before cargo starts stacking on top of his neck. However, it keeps these cargo containers covered from degrading from timefall, and it does eventually degrade itself as well, so you will have to go to the private room to replace it every now and then. The roboticist will provide you with the all-terrain skeleton design data up to level 3. The doctor will provide you with the level 2 canteen upgrade and reward you with the high capacity blood bags that provide 1000 milliliters of blood instead of 500. The mountaineer will reward you with custom chiral climbing anchors after deliveries and also provide you with Bridges boots upgrades, which is good to have in a pinch, but you'll most likely have plenty of chiral boots and omni reflector boots from mule camps. Mountain Knot City will provide you with the stabilizer, and if you're playing the director's cut, you can get up to level 3. It is absolutely worth putting on your backpack and sacrificing an extra battery. It will allow you to make huge jumps, and even jumping off of a cliff, the thrusters will activate and you'll land relatively smoothly. Container durability can go all the way to 0 and still be delivered and receive an S rating. Timefall cannot damage the contents of the cargo, even at 0% container durability. The only thing affected by container durability is impact damage. For instance, if Sam trips and falls, the cargo will be damaged significantly more if the container is at 0% than if the container were at 100% durability. You want to start building your roads as soon as possible. Since mine are all already built, I just showed a clip of me repairing my roads even though I massively over-repaired it. But trucks are also incredibly useful, and having completed roads will allow for transporting absolutely massive amounts of cargo in single trips. Another thing to mention, by connecting Lake Knot City to South Knot City, you will be completely set up and ready for a main story order for Sam delivery, as using a truck will make the trek to Mountain Knot City past the Craftsman super easy. You'll notice the road has an intersection there. The road does continue around that way and eventually comes back over the mountain, but that is only in Director's Cut, and it connects at the distro center, but that's going to require a lot of materials, so don't worry about that yet, but the truck is more than capable of driving without the road past the Craftsman. If you clear out a mule or terrorist camp, they will stay inactive for a while. Use this time to complete any retrieval jobs, as it will be simple to drive in and loot the cargo boxes while all the enemies are knocked out. Also use this time to collect all the materials that are lying around or in the locked post boxes to build your roads and upgrade your own online structures that are nearby. Now let's discuss the importance of upgrading your structures. I believe, and I may be wrong here, so take this with a grain of salt, but the way structures work in Death Stranding is that upgrades will be updated for the host as well if you upgrade their structure, but a repair will not. Repairs are only in your world, so it's smart to upgrade structures over repairing them because they will last way longer when they're upgraded, and it will also benefit the host. When it comes to ziplines though, level 2 ziplines can extend 50 meters farther. Roads are a different story, as they can't be upgraded and only repaired, so keep an eye on them as well. You can dismantle your own and online structures from the map by holding the appropriate button displayed when hovering over it. If you come across online structures that you have no use for, or they're deteriorated, remove them. It will allow newer structures to be populated in your game and replace them, and it could be potentially more useful to you. Dismantling online structures only removes them from your game and doesn't affect other players. It also has no effect on your bandwidth usage unless it is one of the structures you built, but sometimes they just get in the way of a zipline, or you just may not like it there. Now I know you've been watching me use ziplines this entire video, but once you get ziplines and set up a network, it's a game changer. Deliveries become much easier, and in Director's Cut, you can bring along one floating carrier on them as well, which I should also mention that you should almost always at least have one floating carrier with you at all times, whether it is on your back or attached behind you. When setting up ziplines, I'd suggest to always upgrade them if you can, especially in heavy timefall areas, and try to make them as far apart as possible so you can use the least amount as possible. Use online ziplines to your advantage in your network as well. There's plenty of bandwidth to at least connect most areas. I don't really use ziplines much on the northern end of the map because it's easy to use a truck in the roads, but this definitely can be done to traverse the entire map. The racetrack south of Timefall Farm is an interesting addition in the Director's Cut. Completing the races for the Roadster to S rank will unlock the Roadster and the Roadster Long Range, which are needed for the Homo Faber trophy if that's your thing. Now for some more advanced endgame deliveries, you'll have time-sensitive and chill deliveries. Time-sensitive ones do not require ziplines, but they make them a whole lot easier, as do using speed skeletons. Chill deliveries are probably the toughest in my opinion. They require you to stay at snow level if on foot, or require you to stay in areas with active timefall, rain, or snow. Otherwise, you have to use a truck as they keep the items chilled, so plan these deliveries accordingly. There's plenty more that could be said, but this game has been out for a while now, and anything I've said has probably been said before and more. The best way to learn is by playing yourself, so get out there and deliver some cargo. Thanks for watching, and as always, leave a like if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to. I'll see you in my next video.